and thankful to be here to share my journey and story with you guys. I had what's called polycystic kidney disease. So this disease is as my kidneys with the cyst, as my kidneys grow, it will eventually deteriorate and fail. So I thought it was just my kidneys, but then later on I found out it was actually my liver as well. So the disease progressed about 14 years ago when my daughter was born. The symptoms got worse. I had this enlarged abdomen, and people thought I was pregnant with twins. My two kidneys were the size of footballs, and my liver was the size of a basketball. Yes, and I suffered and faced major challenges from this chronic fatigue, pain in my back, hand sides. I had blood in my urine. I had high blood pressure, headaches, and mornings were especially tough for me because I would wake up exhausted from, restless nights, churning, this big belly. I have two girls. It was very hard for me to help them get ready each morning. Battling this disease was very challenging for me, and I had to fight through the pains in order to go to work and take care of my family. My suffering was unbearable at times, and I felt the brunt of my condition every day, especially when I was too sick to attend my children's after-school program. It took a lot of a toll on my body and also mental health. However, I had to think positively and seek God's strength and pray for healing. Not gonna lie, but I would ask God why He would allow this kind of pain in my life. He already took my father from this disease when I was 13 years old. He passed away when he was 45 years old. I couldn't grasp at times a kind, loving God would allow such suffering. However, God would remind me of how Jesus faced unbearable pain and suffering, and He shifted my eyes from my circumstances and kept them focused on Him. So 2 years ago, I got the call. I was granted the ultimate gift of a healthy kidney and liver from my angel donor. It was a happy time, but a sad time because she was only 20 years old. God answered our prayers, and it was a miracle. I underwent bilateral nephrectomy, which is where they took out both of my kidneys and put in a new one. Took about a day. I was put in an induced coma, put in my new liver. So it was a very difficult time. I did not see my children for a month because I had to undergo just 3 surgeries within a week. People always say, wow, the struggle you went through. It was tough before the surgery and after surgery, but I never thought it was a struggle because God was molding me and teaching me how to be humble, persevere in everything, continuously trusting God. During that time, I was thinking of Psalms 23, and it says that the Lord is my shepherd. I lack of nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet water. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for His name's sake. So even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely Your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my love, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And that verse really helped me through the darkest moment, because after the surgery, I also underwent renal artery stenosis when I went back to school. After you helped me, you remember that? And then another 2 months later, I went to another surgery. So it's been a battle, but here I am, God's miracle.
Thank you, Michelle.
So what would you say to someone listening right now about God's faithfulness? We've heard your testimony. Are you special in God's eyes, or will He do that type of thing for anyone who's here listening right now?
Everyone is God's children, right? He is our Father who will never leave or forsake us. As long as you are with God, He will never leave you. surgery, my husband actually told me there was a lot of cold here, cold out, like, I was going to pass away, but there was a lot of people that were praying for me. And it was not my time yet. It was not my time yet. So I believe that, you know, God is with you, all of you.
So, in Bible times, Bartimaeus was healed instantly. Your healing came more at the hands of doctors, and surgery and all that. But did God hear your cry?
I believe he did, and God was guiding the surgeons. God was guiding the surgeons, so, he was at a whole hard time, and I felt his presence. Even when I was under, induced coma, I knew he was there with me.
Now, in talking with Michelle, one of her favorite verses comes to us from Deuteronomy 31:6. It says, "So be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not panic before them, for the Lord your God will personally go ahead of you. He will never fail you nor abandon you." Now, I remember it was about a couple years ago. Remember, you were in the staff lounge and we prayed a prayer of faith that God would bring you through this. And what she didn't tell you is that it was either her kidney, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, kidney or her liver function was at 15%.
It was my kidney, it was at 15%.
15%. Now, by all accounts, that's not enough to sustain life, and yet God never left you, he never forsook you. And here you are as a testament of God's grace and mercy in your life. And I'm here to tell you that she's not special. She doesn't have an in with God. She has the same access that every one of you have. And just like our friend from the Bible who says, you know, I want to see. She says, I want a liver. I need kidneys. And God heard her cry. And so I'll end with Psalm 31:24, and then we'll pray and dismiss you. It says, "So be strong and courageous, all you who put your hope in the Lord." So how can you be strong and courageous? Well, you have to put your hope in the Lord. And where does that strength come from? Well, the strength comes from a relationship with Jesus Christ. And what he can deliver you from, whether it be health issues or drugs or alcohol, homelessness, financial issues, he is the one who will bring you through. And I think we've heard some accounts of that today, of how God is a faithful God. And so let's pray. And I'll say this, as we're dismissing, I'm going to call, where's my friend? I want